Last year I turned 50.
50?
50? It's half a century. Holy cow! And I had a realization that I'm actually going to be old someday. As a child, life seemed like things took forever to change. The amount of time I had to wait to get ColecoVision from my parents at Christmas so that I could play Donkey Kong in my bedroom after school was excruciating. The amount of time it took for me to wiggle a tooth day after day to get it to pull out was uncountable. The amount of time I had to spend until I finally took my last exam in high school seemed like an eternity. Summer was a season that you could really get to know and let loose in. Goodness knows how I savored riding my bike to my friend's house and going to the playground every day at 8 a.m. to have someone jump off the bottom of the seesaw so that I would come crashing down from the very top. I mean, this was when life took forever. It was great, and it was not so great. A 3 hour car ride to Long Island to visit my relatives who had an in ground pool seemed like a cross country road trip from the east to west coast of the United States. There was no iPad, there was no movie to watch. You had to hope that it would rain so that you could watch the drops of water roll down the window. That was excitement. Now, days don't have enough hours in them for me to eat breakfast in a timely fashion. For example, it's 10 a.m. as I speak this, and my stomach is growling, the gurgles reminding me that I haven't had my daily bowl of oatmeal with fruit.
How in the world do you eat oatmeal every day?
Time is flying, especially since I have more time to do what I love, be creative, and make art. It's as if there is no time at all in the day because I get in a flow state and time disappears. But then, I'm older. I see my skin starting to be affected by gravity, and I have to do my laundry, and there is still a pile that needs to be separated, folded, and put away. Of course, I'm going to try and exercise and keep myself healthy and energetic by eating right and plan to live until I am 125.
125 years old? No way!
Yes, way. Even so, that is not enough time to walk through the infinite amount of creative doors that life has to offer. I want to make abstract paintings like this one, where I experiment using mesh that I found littered around the construction site of my new art studio. Does anyone know what the intended purpose of this construction mesh is? If so, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious. I want to paint on every stashed piece of paper that I have. I want to focus on figurines and paint them so realistic that you would believe that they were actually popping off of the paper, making you question reality, how something so flat could look so three-dimensional. I want to continue painting other artists' sculptures and keep expanding my project called Seeing Oneself and Others to exhibit in museums across the country and all over the world, especially Korea, because I'm trying to learn Korean on Duolingo. I want to scumble to my heart's content and eventually destroy every brush I own. I want to make a monochrome gift bow painting of every color in the spectrum. I want to use up all the art supplies I've ever purchased or been given and waste nothing. All this is to say that I have a dream.
A what? A dream?
Do you have a dream?
Of course I have a dream.
Don't be afraid or insecure like me. You can share your dream with me in the comments if you're so inclined. Drum roll. My dream, since I was a teenager,
Teenager? What do you mean? Try more like as long as you can remember.
has been to be a famous artist that contributes positively to society and becomes a part of art history. Wow. Right? That's pretty lofty. Yeah. When I hear myself saying it out loud, I'm kind of embarrassed by my dream. How dare I dream so big?
Yeah, who do you think you are?
Who do I think I am? That dream even has tendrils, such as having a large studio with ample storage space for big, medium, and small paintings. Museums knocking on my door to have shows and retrospectives. Galleries clamoring to represent me. the value and collectability of my artwork increasing, and also, very importantly, being able to sustain my productivity with some sort of income being generated by making art itself. Yes, simple enough. Definitely challenging enough.
Good luck.
Definitely. Very challenging. I decided that given the fact that I was indeed growing older, I wanted to start enjoying this large studio that I had pictured myself inside working, like the video footage of Gerhard Richter or the footage of David Hockney in his workspace. Don't get me wrong, I have a lovely little studio that I appreciate and have much gratitude for, but the vision of this larger studio is my goal, so I'm going for it. I can't put it off until I'm 59 and a half because I want as much time as possible in this awesome studio space that I imagine I'll die in someday. Seriously, I want to spend as much time as I can in this studio. When I reach 125, of course, that's when I can just croak on my cement floor in my studio. Surely, they will have a zillion medical advances that will increase our longevity, or maybe God will just shine favorably upon my health. If all goes according to my plan, then I have 74 more years to make art.
Good luck.
In any case, I invested earnings into my retirement account in my early 20s when I was living and working producing commercial art, painting showrooms and backdrops for high-end fashion companies like Donna Karan Collection and Hermes in New York City. Last year, I took the money out of my IRA and have been building my dream studio with it. It puts me in an emotional, uneasy state not to have this money cushion in the bank. So I have pushed myself to hustle and create a YouTube channel, igniting this endeavor by creating this art quest for myself. So far, it has been an amazing experience. I'm learning something new every day, and my confidence for injecting my art presence into the public realm is growing. What do I have to lose? My reputation? Where does this so-called reputation even exist? Reputation for what? What do I have to gain? My reputation. A reputation as a prolific and tireless artist who loves to paint and has the discipline enough to do it every day for an entire year on video. All this while making shorts to acquire more views. God willing, my content gets more entertaining and meaningful as my video creation skills develop. And I get to 4,000 hours of view time and 1,000 subscribers within the year so that I can get monetized as a channel and start making an income doing what I love. Even if it's just a small income is better than nothing, right? I've made so many innumerable paintings with the process of the painting as the only reward. It feels great to paint, you know. It feels like a concrete way of harnessing creativity and channeling energy. This audio is being written first and then recorded. I certainly have not mastered any oratory skill of speaking off the cuff while making abstract paintings. Did I mention earlier that this painting was made in silence? Oh wait, that was yesterday's painting about the truth. The same is true for this painting. It was made without music or an audiobook playing, only the sounds of the studio environment. I'm beginning to wonder if I should edit the visual footage as well, because I have no idea if I have the ability to continue with a narration for however long is left. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos that give pointers and tips on how to construct a video to gain views and subscribers. One video suggested that you teach people how to save money and time. Clearly, I'm doing the opposite in my life at the moment. I can teach you how to spend at the very least $100,000 on an art studio. That has no guarantee of ever making any income, and not based on any major past successes in reality, factual evidence for a profitable outcome, but solely spending a lot of money for an emotional decision and childhood dream. That's what I can teach you. Another YouTube advice video suggested using transformation as the subject to draw in viewers. Well, this paper went from white and blank to colorful with apparent forms and elements of design, so maybe I've got something going with that. In general, though, I know my videos are lacking a story to take you from set to conflict to resolution. But I think I at least made progress today by setting the scene. You know my goals and my hopes and my dreams. Now, before I go and let you finish watching this painting video in peace, I'm going to say by the time I finished this painting, it reminded me of frog eggs. And have you ever seen frog eggs? Like, it seems like there are like 1,000 frog eggs in a patch of frog eggs. There are so many frog eggs. The potential for frogs and tadpoles, first tadpoles, then frogs, it's immense. It's kind of like a good metaphor for art. Frog eggs are a good metaphor for creative ideas. So, on that note, I hope all your frog eggs turn into tadpoles and that the world is hopping with art. See you tomorrow, and thanks for joining me. Take care, and God bless. That's me messing up. That's me messing up on this dialogue. Look, everything's not perfect, okay? I'm going to start again. Now you know I'm totally just reading this. I'm not like painting and talking at the same time.